Yep, it's your boy RP, man, back at it. Y'all see another chair. You also see a clipboard, so you know I got a special guest for y'all today. He's a prime example of what it means to build a legacy through real estate, leadership, and service. He originally he originally from Berlin, New York, but raised here in Lumberton, North Carolina. He built his brand on relationships, trust, and a mission to move family forward through home ownership and wealth building. Just under 5 years, he gone from a new agent trying to find his first deal to a leader, a mentor, and also a firm owner, creating opportunities for other agents while delivering high-level experience for buyers, sellers, and investors. He's not only the top producing realtor, he also a coach, a community leader, entrepreneur who is redefining the modern real estate look through technology, system, and culture. He built a fast-growing multi-state real estate firm serving clients across North and South Carolina. His motto is simple: your move, our mission. Let's welcome my guy, Tyrell Taylor, the founder and CEO of Tyrell Taylor Associates, also known as TTA Realty.
I appreciate it, boss man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay. How you doing, man?
Hey, no complaints. It won't do no good anyway, right?
Right. You clean, man.
I appreciate it. Definitely had to come dressed up for this moment.
Okay. You made me put on what I got on. I was like, how would he come? I said, oh, he coming clean.
Definitely.
So I had to do a little my stuff. You know how I do with this fashion.
Yeah, definitely. I see it. You clean.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Let's hop right into it.
All right, let's do it.
Get into real estate, man. Was that always your plan, or did it just happen?
It just happened. I would say that I was already tapping into the business mindset of things. I worked in a barbershop, then I opened a photography studio. And then I said, it got to be something else. So real estate kind of fell on my lap. A good friend of mine was doing it. He told me it was some, good money in there. Definitely enjoyed it. So I said, hey, let me tap in.
Okay. I got a couple friends that's saying that's a realtor as well, and they struggle. They tell me about stories about people struggling to come in passing that test.
Yeah.
How many times you take the test before you finally passed it?
Well, that's a good question. It took me a while. I'm gonna say it took me a couple times. There's another story behind that too as well, but we're gonna have to get to that on the next one.
Understood.
But it took me a while, but I knew I couldn't give up.
Got you.
I felt like this was it. Like, this is all I got. Let me complete this. Let me get to that next level in life, and the rest was history.
There you go. How long did it take you to sell your first property?
I would say I got my first lead 2 weeks in the game. And that one by luck. I was buying leads, and so happened a lead came to me, and they was already pre-approved. So first 2 weeks I came in the game, and I had one under contract. I didn't know what I was doing, but I had them under contract. Definitely.
Understood. My next question is, how hard is it to stay motivated when you ain't seeing results?
I would say in anything that you do, you have to trust the process. It's nothing you're going to jump in head first and just strike gold unless it's the lottery, So
Right.
I would say you definitely got to trust the process. So for me, it was just making sure that I knew that the hard work is going to end up paying off somewhere else. What I'm doing now is going to be, what I tell my agents, you got to plant that seed now so you can enjoy that fruit later. So I always stay with that mindset.
Understood. What's a few ways that when you come in, like, that you market yourself?
Okay, good question. I would say branding is key right now these days. I look at places like, and I always use this too, McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's is a billion-dollar business company. They doing numbers, but you still see their commercials.
Fact.
You still see they advertising somewhere. So if they're a billion-dollar company, and back then I was a $10 company,
Right.
I need to be doing the same type of marketing or meeting that same type of level where people are seeing me. Because at the end of the day, I always had that mindset that if you think of real estate, you think of me.
Right.
So that's what pushed my branding.
That's what's up. I like that. That's a great analogy. What's some daily habits or discipline that play biggest role in your success?
Man, it was just, staying away from the stuff that wasn't making me any money, that wasn't bringing me any positive joy or peace. And just every day, for me, I get up at the 5 a.m. club. You know what I mean? So by 9 o'clock, I'm already tired in bed. So my day starts 4 or 5 a.m., go to the gym, get back home and do my lead gen, and then I'm hitting the ground running. So I would say the discipline part about it is just staying away from the things that is not making any money. If you're not growing from it, leave it alone. That's what I live by.
Understood. Starting Tyrell Taylor Social, also known as TTA.
Yes, sir.
What made you decide to start TTA?
Good question. I would say it's the agents. Like I came up in this business and I didn't have the right mentor. I didn't have the right leadership. So, I was struggling, So it was more like I need to create something that other agents could thrive in and they could learn the business the way I didn't learn the business, and really take off to a whole nother level with it. So it was like, let me create something that we could stand on.
Understood. So, with you starting TTA, my next question is, what's your definition of being a leader?
I say definition of being a leader is someone that's going to get in the mud with you. It's not, hey, go do this. Hey, let me show you how I did it. That's how I look at things. I don't always be like, hey, you should do this, you should do that. This thing is, I tell my agents to do that I did myself. So it's actually showing them the work. When you put the work into, they ain't gonna mind putting the work in with you. So that's what I take a leader as, someone that's gonna get under the mud with you, help you lift that big boulder, and not just tell you to lift that big boulder.
Understood. What you look for in agents who want to join your team, TTA?
I look for agents that's gonna be hustlers. I want agents that gonna come in and be a sponge. That's the main thing. A lot of people are not coachable anymore. They feel like they kind of know everything from social media, TikTok, or friends. But actually, people that's coming in and be like, let me learn this business the right way. Let me put it in the work and then live with the results. And I always say, I'll leave it all on the floor, just like LeBron said, the GOAT. Leave it on the floor.
Nah, I feel it.
He said, interview over.
Understood. I want to congratulate you again.
Appreciate it.
Now you own your own firm.
Yes,
That was
sir.
dope. That's dope. Was that always a part of your plan, or that came later on?
Yeah, that definitely came later on. I wasn't even thinking about being a firm owner. Like, that never crossed my mind. When I first sat down to even be a real estate agent, I never thought I would be in the position I am now. But I just go from learning the business, being around agents, talking to them, understand what they need. And it was like, yeah, let's create something that, because another thing too, I've been with the big name firms. I've been with, I'm not going to name them, but I've been with the ones that's, where you feel like a little seed inside of a big flower pot. So it's like, I know what the agents need now, and I'm giving it to them.
One seed in a pomegranate.
I'm telling you, exactly. You just feel like another headshot sometimes. So that's why I created TTA.
Understood. So, do you remember the moment, like what you was going through, that made you say, I want to start my own firm?
Yeah. Man, I remember the day. Like, I was at the gym, and I was going through agent, it's a property disclosure. I was looking at their property disclosure, make sure they had it filled out correct. And I was just sitting there thinking, like, man, if I only could have something where I can control, where I could make sure they getting the right tools. They don't have to listen to somebody else's way of doing things. They could figure out how I did it, learn my ways. I'm like, listen, this is how we're gonna do things. And I was in the gym, and it just hit me like, man, you gotta create a legacy. You gotta have something you can leave with your kids. And it was no looking back then.
Understood. That's dope. That's dope. What's some advice that you would give someone that's looking to get into real estate?
Yeah, hey, get in. I would tell them to jump in. If they can, find the right guidance, find the right people, find the right mentor, the right coach, because that's important. That's super important. The right tribe. Because a lot of these other firms, a lot of these firms are not going to give you the game as we do over here as well. In school, you're going to learn the rules. You're going to learn what you can do, the contracts, right? But they don't teach you how to get leads. They don't teach you how to take your business to the next level, how to grow a brand. So I would say agents that want to get in this business, be a sponge, trust the process, and be willing to learn.
Understood. Yeah, I heard them. What keep you motivated?
Family, friends, agents. success. Making sure that I'll never have to ask somebody for help. Like, you know, just making sure I can
Yeah,
control it,
that's
you know,
the one.
control my destiny.
There you go.
Definitely. That keeps me motivated.
Okay. Well, before you get out of here, how can the people connect with you?
Oh, Facebook, Tyrell Taylor and Associates, Instagram, TTA Realty, TikTok, TTA Realty, YouTube, TTA Realty. You know, please reach out to me if you have any questions. Come follow me, learn the business the right way, and I appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go, man.
My God,
Thanks for stopping by.
definitely. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, be safe.